Hey, good morning to you. Happy Sunday, everybody. Mark again here, Weatherman Plus. I got some new information on what we have in our next weather pattern. I'm showing a real dynamic weather pattern that's going to be a big high pressure block. It's going to bring a lot of storms, not only for the northwest, that's going to bring some snow and severe weather into the central U.S. and the northeast. It's also going to be bringing colder temperatures on the northern half of the country, and warmer temperatures will be coming back to the southern half of the country. If you've never been here before, hello. My name is Mark. I do upload every single day, just not Friday from sundown to sundown Saturday. That's Sabbath. But I'll make sure you cover before Sabbath starts. Make sure you hit that subscribe button because I am all year long, and make sure you hit the bell. That way you get all the notifications from my uploads. All I ask is if you know anybody that's in these impacts, please share this on social media. Help alert others to what's coming. And remember, all the timestamps are in the description to help save you time. So please use them if you need them. All right, I'm going to show you a little bit better in just a second, but we have this big high pressure block that's going to be happening over in the Pacific, over on the west side of the country, and it's going to bring all these storms. It's going to bring some snow, but even more, you're going to get very serious storms coming soon, very high damaging winds, especially for all the fishermen and everybody that needs good weather on the northwest. There's some serious winds coming soon, and it will be going to the central U.S. and creating a very dynamic, not only a strong system right there for the west coast, it's going to go through the central U.S., bring a very long band of severe weather, and I'm showing like a 970 something millibar strength, and it will carry over towards the northeast as it passes by. Now, real quick, I will update you tropics tomorrow, guys. I want to keep this kind of a short video, but just to let you know, NOAA did update that sometime around the 20th to the 26th, they are expecting a development of a tropical cyclone, a tropical depression or greater coming through the Lesser Antilles. And if you remember from my video the other day, these waves will continue to go through to Central America, and I'm still showing somewhere in the 20s that we still have a potential for a major hurricane on the western side of the Caribbean, and possibly even getting into our Gulf, guys. So I will update you on that tomorrow. Now, if you take a look right above my head, you'll see this big high pressure that's circling through in the Pacific right off the west coast. And what this is going to do is do a big block, a big high pressure block. It's going to keep all these storms going through the northern half of the country, and it's going to bring all warmer temperatures to the southern half sooner or later. And as we go through the week, just real quick, you can see how the high pressure block just stays there the whole time, trains all these storms towards the northwest of the U.S. And some of them get pretty big and pretty strong, especially as we get later in this week, coming towards next weekend, something really big is coming to the northwest, while we still have this big high pressure block stopping anything coming to the southwest or carrying over to the southeast. And NOAA's seasonal forecast, it has been out for a little minute, but it is valid all the way through November, December, January, all the way to next year. And this is your temperatures. So with this high pressure block, it's going to bring warmer temperatures to the southern half of the country, while it brings normal and average temperatures to the northern half of the U.S., because this time of year we get the snow. And it don't mean totally gone with precipitation, but with this high pressure block, on an average, we normally get less precipitation on the southern half of the U.S. because of that. And you get more in the northwest because all these storms are going to be training through the northwest because it's getting blocked. Now, just so you know what to expect for today, there is suspected some severe thunderstorms in the northeast. And as we go through day 2 and day 3, you will see that the first little system that does come through, which the next one will be a lot bigger, we'll be bringing mixed precipitation in all this blue regions here. Some snow, some freezing rain, some just rain. And as you look for the next 3 days, you can see as this trains in, it does bring heavier precipitation on the west coast of the U.S., while you get a little over an inch of rainfall, mostly for Wyoming, South Dakota, and Nebraska. And you can see that the blue is about an inch, and that purple starts getting up towards 2 inches. Now, this is the next 3 days. As well as almost an inch for the northeast, mostly New York, so there is a slight chance for y'all to get some snowfall. Now, as we go through today, there will be some storms brewing up for the northeast, while some heavy rainfall is going to be coming in from the northwest. And as we go through Monday morning, then it's going to start bringing the storms and some mixed precipitation. And you can see the color code here that the purple is mixed is likely. So more than likely it's going to be half rain, half sleet, half snow. It's just really going to be a little mess. But you can see the snow in the blue, where you're more likely going to be getting snow all day Monday, and it's going to grow into Monday evening. Then you go into Tuesday, it's going to switch towards the center of the U.S. And that red right there, that red is thunderstorms. So you might even be getting some thunder snow out of that. As this next front moves all the way across to the central U.S., bringing colder temperatures and more and heavier snowfall in this blue. As you go into Wednesday, you see that the cold front just moves over towards the Ohio Valley in the Midwest, and it's just going to bring rainfall. But now you got this deep trough that's going to bring, and it is going to bring some storms as well. And it's going to train all over again on the Northwest starting on Friday and Saturday, bringing some heavy rainfall and possibly some more snowfall, as well as for southern Florida. You're going to start seeing some more rainfall come this next weekend. Now, with this high pressure block bringing all these severe storms over, some of them showing very strong storms. You look towards the wind gust accumulation for the next 10 days, and the Euro is showing the most, with this yellow right here being over 100 miles per hour wind gusts. The Northwest is definitely going to be seeing a lot of damage and wind come out of this, as well as the rainfall and the snow. But if you're up here and you're a fisherman or you need to go out to the coast, please be aware the next 10 days there's going to be some very violent, very strong wind gusts all up and down the coast. And according to the Euro, it could be anywhere from 80 to 100 miles per hour wind gusts. Now, the GFS don't show it as strong. It shows it would be more like 50. So just keep it with a grain of salt. The Euro is showing way heavier wind gusts coming out of all this transition. And when you follow it and see the whole shot from North America, you can see as all these big strong bands come in, this high pressure stays blocked over here on the southwest of the U.S., and it brings these train of storms through the upper half of the U.S. And this atmospheric river will continue all the way to the end of this month. And in about 6 to 7 days, this is going to create not one but two storms. But the first one is going to get very strong for the central U.S. around the 24th. And it even gets all the way down to a 989. You see the tight isobars. There's going to be some damaging winds come with that. And it's going to go to the Midwest. The second storm is not only going to bring a 987 to the northwest, but it's staying a 980 something all the way through the country and staying strong. This will bring a lot of snowfall, damaging winds, heavy rainfall, but you can just see the atmospheric river flooding just coming through the northwest and going through the upper half of the U.S. for the rest of this month and the beginning of next month. And the next storm that does come through around the 24th to the 26th, it does get very strong, down to 979, and look at those isobars. That is definitely going to be a lot of damaging winds coming into our country, as well as what's coming up on the next setup for the Northwest, bringing all this heavy snowfall, heavy precipitation. And we are going to get this big band of severe weather around the 24th, 25th. That is going to come through the whole central U.S. and carry over to the East Coast, coming from that big storm that is going to be brewing up. It's going to be a big one. But when you look for the next 10 days, according to the Euro, you can see down here on your color palette that the light yellow is 4 inches. And once you get to that dark brownish color, that is about 10 inches. And this is all precipitation. So look, if you look on the West Coast, you see you have anywhere from 8 inches to a foot of rainfall all the way down Washington, Oregon, and the northern half of California as well. And with the Euro, all that precipitation turning into snowfall is showing anywhere from 3 feet of snow for northern Washington. You also got up to 2 feet to 3 feet of snow coming for Oregon as well. Central Idaho, 3 feet of snow. And it is going to be carrying over towards Wyoming with over 1.5 feet to 2 feet of snow as well. Higher elevations of California is going to see the highest. The higher elevations of California will see the highest. We're talking 56 inches. That's almost 5 feet of snowfall. 57 for northern California. A lot of heavy snowfall coming according to Euro and the GFS. And the GFS is showing very heavy rainfall for the West Coast as well, mostly for northern California and southern Oregon, as well as what's trailing across the Midwest and maybe the Ohio Valley too. GFS is also showing very major snowfall, not only for Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, up to a foot of snow or more, maybe 2 feet for Utah or Nevada in that area. But the higher elevations of California is still showing 5 feet of snowfall, especially for the higher elevations. And as you look through your daytime lows, starting today, you can see the 40s in the south, and it will be carrying over towards the southeast. Now, this is just waking up temperatures. It's not temperatures that's going to be for the rest of the day. It's just the coldest and the earliest temperatures. But as you notice, your temperatures as you get into next weekend start becoming warmer. And here's your highs for today. We'll get right back into the 70s. Then as you go through the middle of the week, you can see it does carry the other colder air through. But now the south, the Midwest, Ohio Valley, and Northeast is getting into the 80s. And by Thursday and Friday, it's definitely going to be bringing all this 80-degree weather, mostly to the East Coast, the southern half, and some for the Midwest. But it is going to start warming up because of this high pressure block. And you can see this as you go through your temperatures. You can see it does warm up throughout the day. The morning lows gets pretty chilly. And then as you go through the daytime temperatures, it'll start warming up. Now, after we get this cold spell through, this first little storm comes through, you'll see it will be in the 70s and the 80s. This is getting all the way up to around the 20th. And then you're going to get some more cold spell coming through, and this is going to bring colder temperatures all the way in the 30s for the Midwest, and it will be carrying over to the Northeast, even for the South. By the 23rd, you're going to get 40s all the way down into the Deep South and 30s in the Northeast and the Midwest. It will be warming back up to your 60s and some 70s and 80s, especially for Texas. But it'll be coming back as soon as the nighttime falls again into the 20s for the Northeast and the 40s in the Deep South as well as the Northwest. And on the 24th, as you keep on going, you does see it does get a little bit colder right before the daytime temperatures, and we're in the 50s and 60s. Now, as you keep going, because this pattern is going to continue with this flow of cold air and precipitation going across the country, it will bring warmer temperatures as soon as this high pressure block sets all the way in. And now by the 26th, now we have 70s and 80s and this big warm up coming all the way to the Midwest, while you have the cold air with the storms and the snow falling in the West Coast. And this warm up will reach all the way across to the southeast as well. And as you go into the 27th and 28th, we're going to get another cool down, bringing 40s all the way across the eastern side of the U.S. And after that, then we're going to start getting a warm up. So this is the 29th of October, and as you go into November, then it's going to start warming up, and this high pressure block is really going to start paying a toll on the temperatures coming across the southern half of the U.S. I don't see any snowstorm anytime soon coming for the south, just so you know. And when we look at our Arctic oscillation, which lets us know when our cold air does come down, according to the Euro, we do have our cold spills coming down all the way until the beginning of the 20s, and I'm still showing that it will be on a positive phase after that. So when that tropical does come through in the 20s, still not showing a cold front will be blocking that storm from coming through our Gulf or anywhere on the southeast. The GFS confirms as well, not only just our cold dips to the 21st, but still we're going to be on a high. We're still going to be on a high ridge after that until positive phase where cold air would not be going into our country for the 20s when that tropical system does pass through. And then shortly after we get to the end of October into November, then we're going to get another cold dip of cold air. Now when you look way up into the tropopause and see what is coming for our weather, because whatever happens up there does eventually come down here. You do see we do get a storm coming soon, not much of a big storm, but then we're going to get that atmospheric river flooding on the northwest, and that's going to carry all the way through the country right there. And that is a lot of precipitation that's going to be coming down throughout the whole time. Then we're going to get a big storm that's going to go all the way across the central U.S., bringing severe weather and going all the way towards the northeast. And when you look at the temperature of what's coming, you can see the first one does bring some colder temperatures. Will be some snow that comes with it. As we get that next big storm that brings that atmospheric river flooding, this right here is your warmer temperatures in your tropopause. This is your colder temperatures. You do see we get a little warm up, especially over Texas, but then it dies down when it goes towards the southeast, so it's not as strong. Then we get that river flooding coming with the colder temperatures and the warmer temperatures moving in. Now you're going to have colder air across the northern half of the U.S., warmer air across the southern half, and it's going to stay for a while. Now, according to the Euro, when you look at your wind gusts, see what's going on. The highest so far is almost 105 miles per hour wind gusts, and that's right off the northwest side of the country. So if you are a fisherman, and I know you need a lot of this to survive and stay going, be aware there is a lot of storms coming that is going to be bringing a lot of possible damage and winds, very strong winds, and it could capsize, so please be careful. Now, as you look through your color palette, you can see 50 miles per hour wind gusts is in the 50. When you get towards the red, 60 miles per hour wind gusts, and when you get to the brown, that's 70 miles per hour wind gusts. And according to the Euro, This is who's going to be getting 50, 60, and 70 miles per hour wind gusts as all this next pattern comes through. And there's 70 for Northern California. You got some high 60s and 70s right there for Oregon, especially for the coast. That is 70 and 80 miles per hour wind gusts. And Northwest Washington as well. So please be aware of these very damaging winds coming. Matter of fact, GFS isn't showing that big, strong 105 miles per hour wind gust. The strongest it's showing is 78, 79 miles per hour wind gusts. And that's not even what's happening off the west coast of the U.S. That's what's happening right here for Colorado. And you can see this brown is 70s. All this red is 60 miles per hour wind gusts. And all this yellow to orange is 50 to high 50 miles per hour wind gusts coming for everybody as this system swings through. So you can see it is affecting a lot more people with what's coming. All right, I'm going to play this so you can see this. This is our weather for the next few days. But you will see this next small storm that comes through that will be bringing some severe weather, some snowfall. At the same time, God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much for visiting my channel today. I hope you have a very happy and a very blessed Sunday today. God bless you and your family. Now today I want to read Genesis 8. And God remembered Noah and every living thing, and all the cattle that was with him in the ark. And God made a wind to pass over the earth, and the waters assuaged. The fountains also of the deep and the windows of heaven were stopped, and the rain from heaven was restrained. And the waters returned from off the earth continually. And after the end of the 150 days, the water were abated. And the ark rested in the 7th month, on the 17th day of the month, upon the mountains of Ararat. And the waters decreased continually until the 10th month. And the 10th month, on the 1st day of the month, were the tops of the mountains seen. And it came to pass at the end of the 40 days that Noah opened the window of the ark which he had made, and he sent forth a raven, which went forth to and fro, until the waters were dried up from off the earth. Also he sent forth a dove from him, to see if the waters were abated from off the face of the ground. But the dove found no rest for the sole of her foot, and she returned unto him into the ark. For the waters were on the face of the whole earth. Then he put forth his hand, and took her, and pulled her unto him into the ark. And he stayed yet other 7 days. And again he sent forth the dove out of the ark. And the dove came in to him in the evening, and lo, in her mouth was an olive leaf plucked off. So Noah knew that the waters were abated from off the earth. And he stayed yet other 7 days, and sent forth the dove, which returned not again unto him any more. And it came to pass in the 601st year, in the 1st month, the 1st day of the month, the waters were dried up from off the earth, and Noah removed the covering of the ark, and looked, and behold, the face of the ground was dry. And in the 2nd month, on the 27th day of the month, was the earth dried. And God spake unto Noah, saying, Go forth of the ark, thou, and thy wife, and thy sons wives with thee. Bring forth with thee every living thing that is with thee, of all flesh, both of fowl, and of cattle, and of every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, that they may breed abundantly in the earth, and be fruitful, and multiply upon the earth. And Noah went forth, and his sons, and his wife, and his sons' wives with him. Every beast, every creeping thing, and every fowl, and whatsoever creepeth upon the earth, after their kinds, went forth out of the ark. And Noah building an altar unto the Lord, and took of every clean beast, and of every clean fowl, and offered burnt offerings on the altar. And the Lord smelled a sweet savor. And the Lord said in his heart, I will not again curse the ground any more for man's sake. For the imagination of man's heart is evil from his youth. Neither will I again smite any more every living thing as I have done. While the earth remaineth, seed time and harvest, and cold and heat, and summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease. Amen. Have a great day today, guys. Please share this if you think this could help others. Maybe prepare for what's coming. I'll see you all in the morning. All power does go to Yahweh, God of Jacob, your father. Amen. Hallelujah, everybody. Have a very blessed Sunday.